Welcome to the Multiverse, everybody. Jimmy here, and this is going to be a loose breakdown recap of Loki Episode 6, the season finale, and I want to give the official spoiler alert right now if you have not seen it or you don't want to be spoiled about what actually happens and the post-credit scene and what the future of Marvel is. Click off the video. Now, if you do want to go down this timeline, per se, you see what I did there, then let's talk about it. We will go more in depth on the website. You guys definitely check out multiversedirect.com. We will have articles breaking down what happened, what does it mean, Secret Wars, and what are going to be the repercussions of the ending of Loki. So like I said, this is going to be a loosely based breakdown. You give me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. So, as you know, episode 6, well, I think it lived up to the hype. It fulfilled its glorious purpose. And it's going to be pretty weird because we technically can't call the MCU anymore. It is not the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It is now the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse, which kind of bodes well for us here at the Multiverse, does it not? Now, let's go through this pretty rapidly. It's mostly an episode of Sylvie and Loki sitting in chairs, actually, talking to none other than Kang the Conqueror, or Immortus. We'll talk about that here in a second, because we really, we had to understand what has happened and what is happening, so it was a lot of dialogue for this episode, but that does not mean that it was a bad episode. Actually, far from that. It was what we thought it was going to be. The rare time that Marvel didn't throw us a third loop, and it's actually what we thought it was going to be. Can I get a Mephisto, anybody? So, we all thought it was Kang the Conqueror, and it actually ended up being Kang the Conqueror with a slight twist. We already knew that Jonathan Majors was going to be Kang the Conqueror in Ant-Man Quantumania. We all assumed this was going to be his introduction, and it was. But it wasn't exactly how we thought it was going to be. He was actually introduced as kind of a good guy. That's kind of weird, but it's true. He was introduced as a good guy, keeping everything together. He was behind the TVA, and he was keeping other variants of himself from just exploding the timelines and exploding the multiverse, which is where we got to. He basically said, you can let me do my thing, but he's getting old, he's kind of over it, he's been around a long time, he is quintessentially the time-traveling entity in the MCM, not MCU, or you can kill me and take over. Well, unfortunately, I don't know if it's unfortunately, but that's what happens. Sylvie ends up killing him, and the multiverse is created. Well, the timeline is shattered. You guys, if you haven't seen it, you'll see it. Multiple branches off everywhere, branches of branches, which opens us straight up to the future of Marvel and the MCM, because we already know Spider-Man No Way Home. Come on, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, all kinds of enemies coming from different timelines. It's happening, and this just proves it even further. But it goes way, way beyond just that. It extends into Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It extends into WandaVision and how Wanda's going to play a part in that. And it tells us Loki will be part of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And we'll jump to the end real quick, and then we'll come back. If you didn't see the post-credit scenes, Loki Season 2 is confirmed, which I think is a really good idea because it just keeps solidifying this new crazy era that we are going into when it comes to Marvel. Like I said, this was going to be a loosely based deal. I'm not going to break down every point of this episode. It's really simple. Kang the Conqueror was the bad guy. Well, he wasn't technically the bad guy, Immortus, whatever you want to call him. He will eventually end up being Kang the Conqueror, or a variant of him will be Kang the Conqueror, and that's gonna be the big bad for the foreseeable future, because Loki goes back to the TVA, he finds Morbius, he finds B-15, and a variant of Kang the Conqueror has already taken over the TVA. He's not hiding either. Big old statue right there. And as we can see, Loki, Loki's a different Loki now. And he's crushed. He's absolutely crushed by what Sylvie did. And he is terrified of what Kang the Conqueror can do, because he knows, I mean, this is a much bigger threat than anything that the universe has seen before, which, of course, sets up everything that's going to happen. But what does that mean for the culmination of a in-game type event? Because that's what everybody wants to know. We spent the first decade leading up to Thanos in the in-game, right? What's next? A lot of people think it's Galactus. A lot of people think it's Doctor Doom. Well, it still could be. But Kang the Conqueror is now in the mix, and it also opens the door wide open for Secret Wars, which we'll talk about more on the Multiverse Direct website. I may make a video if you guys want to talk about it, but trust me, it's down the timeline, but Secret Wars is coming. And now Marvel literally can do whatever they want. All these timelines are open. That means they could bring back Iron Man, they could bring back Captain America, and they're not messing with the continuity of closing those storylines out, because these would be different versions. So it's going to get absolutely insane. I mean, it's going to get mind-boggling. It's going to get overwhelming as we move forward, which I think is absolutely what most Marvel fans want. So there you go, guys. Loki 6 delivered. It got us where we needed to get. It wasn't a huge shocker, which is okay. And things are about to get crazy. Let me know what you guys think. Be sure to check the articles out on the website and follow Multiverse on Twitter, and I'll see you soon.